the executive members of GTUCCU, members of the high table, invited guests, including the guest speaker, I say good morning to you all. As customary, the 1990 Cooperative Act Cap 5002 mandated the ascertainment of quorum before any AGM starts. Second to that, I have gone through the attendance list and confirmed the quorum has been met as stipulated by laws. Therefore, by the power vested on me representing the Registrar of Cooperative, I wish to declare this AGM open. Thank you.
To give a welcoming remarks. He is not new to us. He has been with us for years. So we all know Mr. C. Let us allow him to welcome everybody, please.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Master of Ceremony. As you rightly said, my role at this point in time is to welcome everybody. And I want to start by welcoming members of the high table, the Chief Executive Officer of the apex body of credit unions, Mr. Fude Sanyang, Mr. Jallo, the representative of the Registrar of Cooperative, Mr. Sanadabo, the guest speaker of this occasion. I will skip this other one and go to Mr. Ismail Sise, the president of the Gambia Teachers Union, the CEO of the Gambia Teachers Union Cooperative Credit Union, Mr. Dauda Kujabi. I can also see the General Secretary of the Gambia Teachers Union, Madam Antoinette Korjad. Yes, welcome. I can also see some past board members, persons of Sonda Williams. I understand Mr. Amadou Kambi should also be in our midst. I don't know whether he has reached yet, but we want to welcome all of you. We want to welcome all the delegates across the country that came. I also want to finally welcome the Honorable Minister of Trade, Industrialization, Regional Integration, and Employment. This is somebody who is not new to all of us. Maybe some of you who are new delegates will try to find out who is the Honorable Minister. In this very hall that we are, this hall is named after Honorable Dr. Al-Haji, one of the newest from Saudi Arabia, right? If you pray for all of us here, a good number of you will go to Mecca next year, inshallah. This is a gentleman who has left his job as a teacher and go and take up a job that he does not know where the direction is going to be. But today, all of us sitting down here, we recognize Dr. Al-Haji Babukar Ismaila Juf work. Today we are sitting in this hall. This hall was his pioneer. This is part of his visionary leadership that GTUCCU should have this type of hall so that GTUCCU will have its activities and GTU in this hall. So we have made no mistakes. So ladies and gentlemen, let us give a round of applause to His Excellency, Honorable Dr. Al-Haji Babukar Ismaila Juf in our midst. Yeah, CEO Al-Haji, welcome. Thank you so much. So once again, welcome all of you to the 2023 AGM, and we are proud to receive all of you here. Thank you so much.
Among the founding fathers, started it from nowhere to the point that he has to take up a ministerial position, and Dauda is at the helm of the Cooperative Credit Union. Dauda has an MBA in international business. He's also a BSc holder. He's a DE holder also. And it's a tough job, but sometimes one has to take the responsibility. And he is now currently responsible. Staffs are behind supporting. Members are behind supporting. The former GM, which is the honorable, still serve as an advisor in certain difficult issues, and sometimes consultations were required. So a difficult job, but we believe the captain should be able to drive the ship forward. Mr. Kuyabi, you may please give your statement.
Everyone, you may want to observe all existing protocols, but you can equally you do not stand on all existing protocol in occasions like this, because you have very, very important personalities among us. I recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister, Dr. Diouf. Dr. Diouf, you are welcome to this very important occasion. Your family is saying welcome back. I recognize the presence of the board chairman, Mr. Abdul Karim C., a very supportive chairman who has been with us, support us through the process. The president of the GTU, Mr. Ismaila Cisse. Mr. Cisse, you are welcome to this very important occasion. On behalf of the staff of the Gambia Teachers Union, Cooperative Credit Union, we welcome you. In our midst, you have the representative of the Reserve Cooperative, who is unavoidably absent, represented by one of his staffs to this occasion. You have the pioneers in this hall. From this stand, I can see Mr. Sona Williams. We also have in our midst the General Secretary of the Gambia Teachers Union, Madam Kaur. We also have the staff of this institution, our able and vibrant servant, the staff of GTUCCU. I thank you all for being with me. The board of directors always answering to the calls. We recognize your support. And the teachers out there who criticize, we recognize your criticisms, and we always want to respond to the best of our abilities. You make us going. Without you, we're very complacent, but we believe the critic is who counts. Thank you for coming to this very important occasion. Our guest speaker, my friend and brother, Mr. Sanadabo, even though I gave him a very short notice, he was able to respond to this call. And thank you, Dabo, for coming on time and for being part of us. The CEO of NACUC, like I always said, my brother, thank you for always being there, ensuring that cooperative movement, and the GTUCCU in particular, is doing the right thing at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, and esteemed colleagues, I'm delighted to welcome you all to this year's annual Delegates meeting. It is an honor to share with you the progress we have made over the years and discuss with you our future plans. First and foremost, ensuring the financial stability of our esteemed credit union is of utmost importance. Over the past years, we have taken significant steps to enhance our liquidity. We have diversified our investment portfolios and optimized our asset liquidity management. This approach is not only does not safeguard our members' deposit, but also ensure that we can meet the demand for loans. We'll continue to monitor market conditions and adjust our strategies accordingly to maintain robust liquidity level. We all understand that for us to survive, we must have the required liquidity so that we can respond to the loan demands of our members. Currently, our members have very high appetite for loan because they want to improve their socio-economic well-being. We understand that building a house is a challenge and it requires a lot of funds. So it's our responsibility as staff and board to respond to this demand, and we can only do this by mobilizing resources within ourselves. We have also collaborated with the government of the Gambia, especially the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Mohas, the Minister of Agriculture, our new friend, I'll get into the details why we call them our new friends. We all know that cooperatives are beyond what we think they can do. We have a role to contribute to the socio-economic development of this country, and this cannot happen in the absence of food security. Ladies and gentlemen, these partners enable us to access funds, share expertise, and leverage resources that drive our growth and development over the past years. We have successfully paid MOPSI salaries over the years through our branches across the country. Equally, we are the host of the School Improvement Grant, where when money is available, teachers can have access, principals can have access to support projects and also enhance teaching and learning in their various schools. The SRPE project, which are the Small Ruminant Enhancement Project, under the Ministry of Agriculture. You may be aware that we are an implementing partner, and thank God, from the rating that we are given by the consultant and our partner, they said this project is one of the best projects the Ministry of Agriculture has ever launched in the Gambia because of the way we handle it. It is our hope that we will continue to strive, give our best, without also negating our core values and our core function, that is to serve the teachers who are the co-founders of the credit union. We will run the two parallelly because the Gambia belongs to all of us, and GTUCCU is now a national institution supporting the development of this nation. Our members' welfare is at the heart of everything we do. We have introduced several initiatives aimed at improving financial literacy, offering competitive loan products, and providing support during financial hardship. Additionally, our flexible loan products have helped members achieve their personal and business goals. We will continue to seek innovative ways to enhance the welfare of our members, ensuring that our credit union remains a pillar of support in their lives. As an institution, who said teachers cannot be business personnel? Who said teachers cannot do business? I'm happy to inform this gathering that there are teachers who are business personnel who will take loan and go to Dubai and Turkey, buy material and come and resell and pay it back adequately. So therefore we encourage, aside from your teaching, take petty business as an additional trade that will better your welfare now and the future. Compliance with regulation requirements remain non-negotiable. We understand that adherence to these regulations is critical to maintaining the trust and confidence of our members and regulators. Over the past years, we have strengthened our compliance framework, conduct regular audits, and provide comprehensive training to our staff. We have also invested advanced technology to ensure that our operations are secured and transparent. Moving forward, we will maintain our commitment to compliance, ensuring that we meet and exceed all regulatory standards. Effective communication and strategic marketing are pivotal in enhancing our market presence and engaging stakeholders as well as growth and members' engagement. Our marketing campaigns have been tailored to highlight the unique benefit of our credit union and the service we offer. By leveraging on social media, community events, and digital platforms, we have been able to increase our visibility and attract new members. We will continue to innovate in our communication and marketing effort to better serve our members, our current members, and also welcome prospect or new members. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished personalities, board of directors, members of the high table. Social responsibility is a core value of our credit union. We believe in giving back to the communities we serve. Over the past years, we have supported numerous community projects, environmental initiatives, and charitable organizations. And we have also supported the secondary school and sport and the primary school sport in their championship almost 5 years to date. Our commitment to social responsibility extends beyond financial commitment, includes volunteerism and active participation in community development. We'll continue to prioritize initiatives that make a positive impact on society and reflect our values as a socially responsible organization. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you have all been yearning for us moving to digital banking. The process continues. It is a process, and I am proud to say that if everything remains constant, we shall be migrating to our new platform come 1st of January 2025. The contract is signed and payment has been delivered. Ladies and gentlemen, you may ask, how were we able to get to this level? I will say, if I am to categorize our success into 3, I will say the members. If you ask me again, I will say the members. If you ask me again, I will say the members. The unconfirmed variable that I will say, we are your servant, we staff, we respond to what you do, what you ask us to do. So all this is possible through your efforts. And I am not forgetting the efforts of the board of directors as well. Lastly, the GTUs have successfully been chosen as one of the identified MFI for the Giraffe project under the Ministry of Agriculture. Just last week, we have signed an MOU with the Ministry of Agriculture as one of their implementing partners to implement a margin grant in the tune of $5 million with other $5 million with 3 other MFIs. This is to say that the government of the Gambia have high trust in GTUCCU. Many are called, but few are chosen, and we are among the few chosen ones. I pray to Allah, and I seek your prayers so that we can be on the right path to deliver this assignment to expectation. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, as we navigate through an increasing interconnected global landscape, I'm proud of the progress we have made and excited about the future of our credit union. Our steadfast focus on liquidity management, or liquidity enhancement, government partnership, welfare improvement, regulatory compliance and communication, and marketing and social responsibility will continue to guide us towards achieving our strategic objective. Together, let us forge ahead with confidence, determination, and a shared value and commitment. Together, we can make the Gambia a country one all of us to be proud of. Let's make ourselves proud. There is no place like home. We can never be comfortable anywhere in the world other than where we come from. And this is a clarion call on all of us to support development initiatives by the government, by individual organizations, so that we can make Gambia a heaven on earth for all of us. On that note, and I appreciate your support during the year. More is in the offing. We shall deliver to your expectation. To the staff out there, thank you for everything. Thank you for your commitment, even in difficult moments. Because we are servants and we should serve the people. To the board of directors, the responsibility on us is a daunting one. We trust and pray that we will be committed to drive the cause that we share together. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
For those brilliant words, few to capture from what he said. We have partners, and among them that stand out of the lot is MOPSI. And the list can continue with regards to ministries. If you talk about employment, we cannot go away from the Minister of Employment, Trade and Other Industry. If you talk about cooperative, we will link ourselves to the Ministry of Agriculture. If you talk about teacher employment, we will relate to MOPSI. If you talk about higher institutions, we will relate to ourselves to MOHAS. So thank you, CEO, for those words. And another important thing that he mentioned is the projects we are running. I believe we have earned the trust of the government, and that's why we are giving those projects to run. We started with SRPEP, and thank God, our heads are high up. We are running it with another institution, and the recommendation is there to speak. Then came the Giraffe, another huge amount of money, and we are not left behind. When we submitted, we were considered. One of the reasons we were considered is because we did well with the SRPP. The other reason is our relationship with government. which continue to really strengthen from one point to another. Loans, as he highlighted, is helping many of our members to change life. I will jokingly say, let's reduce the amount of loan we take for Kuli Wulindo. It's taking a lot of money. Our members will come for 100,000, 200,000 just for Kuli Wulindo. And after Kuli Wulindo, the person is stranded. So if we can, like he said, use the monies to increase our income, that will really help. Because after the ceremony, the only name you will hear for yourself is Adiadale. It was nice. But apart from that, there's nothing else. So let's make good use of our loans so that it will help us to increase our income. Thank you, CEO, for those highlights. May I now please call on the CEO of NAPUC, the apex body of all credit unions. Mr. Sanyang has been with us for many, many years, and a lot has been achieved under his leadership. There are many more credit unions registered under his leadership. There is training going on. There is advocacy going on under his leadership. And a lot of projects has also been run under his leadership at NAPUC. So we thank you, Mr. CEO, for those outcomes you perform. We please welcome you to give a statement.
Minister of Trade, Alhaji Dr. Babukar Ojuf. We are used to Alhaji Doctor because of our former president, Alhaji Dr. Yaya AJJ. So we'll also have to address you by the same protocol. The General Secretary, my General Secretary of the Gambia Teachers Union, the Chairman, Board of Directors of the Gambia Teachers Union Cooperative Credit Union, the CEO of GTUCCU, CEO NACUC, representative from the Registrar of Cooperatives, and our able guest speaker of the occasion, the Deputy CEO of the GTUCCU board and NEC members here present, including my first and second Vice President of the Gambia Teachers Union, the Supervisory Committee of the GTUCCU members here present, and also all the board members, the staff of GTUCCU and staff of Gambia Teachers Union, members of the press, our distinguished delegates, and also our esteemed members of the Gambia Teachers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Good morning to all of you. It is with great pleasure and gratitude that I welcome you all to 2024 Annual Delegate Meeting. This gathering serves as a testament to our collective dedication to the betterment of our union and the empowerment of our members. Together we have achieved milestones, weathered challenges, and forged bonds that strengthen our cooperative spirit. As we convene today, let us reflect on our achievements with pride and chart a course for a future filled with growth, prosperity, and unity. Thank you for your unwavering commitment and continued support. This year's theme, Cooperative Model Contributing Towards UN Sustainable Development Goals, serve as a profound reminder of our mission and the broader impact we can have on our society and the world. Credit unions across the continent and the globe are currently navigating a landscape that is both challenging and filled with opportunities. We are confronted by economic uncertainties, regulatory changes, technological advancements, and shifting member expectations on credit unions. These contemporary issues require not only our attention, but our collective action. The global economy remains unpredictable with fluctuating interest rates, inflationary pressures, and geopolitical tensions. If you look around the world today, sometimes some professors or some philosophers will say the world is no longer a safe haven for humankind. These factors impact our members' financial stability and our institutions' profitability. We must stay vigilant and adaptable to these changes, ensuring we continue to provide value and security to our members. The volatility of interest rates affects both our borrowing and lending activities. While low rates can spur borrowing, they also reduce the return on savings. Conversely, high rates can curb borrowing but benefit savers. So therefore, our strategies must balance these dynamics to maintain financial health for our members and the institutions. Rising prices erode purchasing power and savings in the Gambia. We need to offer financial products that help our members hedge against inflation and maintain their standard of living. Besides, conflicts and political instability can disrupt financial markets and economic stability. We must diversify our investments and remain flexible to mitigate these risks. We cannot continue with business as usual. The regulatory environment is constantly evolving, as alluded to by the CEO of GTUCCU. While regulations aim to protect consumers, they also pose compliance challenges. Our commitment to transparency, ethical practices, and compliance must be unwavering, and we need to actively engage with regulators to ensure that new rules support rather than hinder our mission. The new regulations that are implemented or that are injected into the system, we must ensure that they are there to support us rather than hinder our progress. Ensuring compliance with regulations requires continuous education and training and adaptation. We must invest in training and systems to meet regulatory requirements without compromising our service quality. And that should be a continuous process. Therefore, we must advocate for regulations that support the growth and sustainability of our institution. Our voice is critical or crucial in shaping policies that protect our members while allowing us to innovate and grow. Gatherings like ADM is always very, very crucial for members to come up with their opinions, how they want their institution to be run. Like the CEO alluded to, we must ensure that we look at our financial statements and then ask relevant questions at all times. The digital revolution is reshaping the financial service industry. The CEO said it here that GTUCCU will very soon launch the digital platform. I have been constantly on the board to at least ask questions regarding this particular innovation, and I believe this time around the promise will never fail. From mobile banking to artificial intelligence, technology offers immense potential for enhancing members' services. However, it also brings Risks such as cybersecurity threats. It's not just launching our financial transactions on a digital platform, but we also have to be conscious of security threats. Because there are people nowadays whose business is only to sit down and hack systems, and they try to wire all the finances into another bank account. We don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we will sit one day and report that all our billions that has been reported has been wired to individual account. May God forbid. However, we must invest in robust, secure, and user-friendly digital solutions to stay ahead. Embracing digital solutions can improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance member experience. We must ensure our technology investments are aligned with our members' needs and expectations. I've been following since the launching of Yona's digital platform. A lot of our members decided to try to at least test what that digital platform is all about. And that resulted to some few of them leaving the credit union to Yona. And this is why digital financial transactions is something that is paramount in this time and age. In recent years, members' expectations have shifted, and it is our responsibility as a cooperative to meet these expectations. And we have been always doing that at the level of the board. We always try to scan the environment and listen to members through our digital WhatsApp platforms, and then also on Facebook, and through our interactions during the teacher bantabas across the country. And remarks from the teachers or members are always filtered down to the level of the board, and then decisions are made on crucial issues. With the rise of digital services and access information, members now demand convenient and efficient services from their financial institutions. That is not only the GTUCCU, but across all cooperatives. We must strive to continuously improve our services and provide our members with a seamless experience. One of our most significant recent initiatives as an institution is the introduction of a pension scheme for future savings. This scheme is designed to provide long-term financial security for our members, allowing them to plan for a comfortable retirement. By offering this pension scheme, we align with the UN SDGs on poverty reduction and economic growth. The pension scheme not only underscores our commitment to members' financial well-being, but also reflects our dedication to sustainable development. By empowering our members with the tools to secure their future, we contribute to a more equitable and prosperous society. Fellow delegates, I want to, at this point in time, urge all of you that you should try as much as possible to subscribe to the GTUCCU pension scheme. I know some of you have been complaining in the past, but others later on, when things are explained to them, they wasted no time but only to subscribe. This is one of the best schemes that we can think of. I was one time discussing with one of the retirees who told me that this should have come earlier on, since at the beginning of GTUCCU. I said things get, institutions involve, and then some new products will be coming as time goes on. But this is one product that is crucial to our future, and we need not to waste any time on it without joining. Another significant milestone that we can achieve is to introduce a health insurance scheme. I understand in the past, this particular scheme has been introduced but was thrown out by members. And I think Alhaji Dr. B.O. Juve is here. Maybe if he took the podium, he takes the podium, he will throw some light on this particular scheme. Access to affordable health care is a fundamental need in today's society. If implemented, the scheme will provide our members with the peace of mind that comes with knowing they are covered. The scheme will not only be affordable but also accessible, ensuring that all members can benefit from it. By promoting good health and well-being, we contribute to the UN SDG on health. Our commitment to our members' overall welfare is unwavering, and the health insurance scheme is a testament to that commitment. Fellow cooperatives, our cooperative model is intrinsically aligned with the UN SDGs. By promoting financial inclusion, reducing inequalities, and supporting quality education, we make significant strides towards achieving these global goals. Our initiatives such as the pension scheme and health insurance are direct contributions to these SDGs. We provide financial empowerment which leads to improved livelihoods and reduced inequalities. We contribute to a more sustainable and equitable future. In conclusion, the challenges we face are significant, but so are the opportunities. By addressing economic uncertainties, adapting to regulatory changes, leveraging technological advancements, meeting shifting members' expectations, and implementing robust pension and health insurance schemes, we can strengthen our cooperative model. These approaches will not only ensure our sustainability, but contribute meaningfully towards the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Let's move forward together, committed to these goals and dedicated to making a positive impact on our community and beyond. I want to seize this opportunity to thank you all for your continuous trust and support in this noble endeavor. Let's commit to the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.
He talked about the interest rates. And I know our members continue to ask us when is the interest rate going to be down. For our information, we are charging the least rate in the Gambia. Whether credit unions, whether microfinance, whether any other financial institution, we are charging the least. 12% is not small, but it's not big. However, we will still be open to scenarios where we will come back here and pass a resolution and ask you to endorse the reduction of interest rate, God willing, as the growth continues to strengthen from one point to another. We look forward to that day that we will come back here and again ask for a reduction of the interest rate on loans. He went on further to talk about inflation, which is affecting everybody. Both inflation and deflation, both of them need to be moderate. Where they are all extreme, there is a problem. And presently, it's a global problem, not only the Gambia. Every country is affected globally. Even the strongest one are affected. So whether it is inflation or deflation, if any of them is extreme, it really hurts every citizen. The digital banking, as he said, the CEO has made a statement that comes January, we will get to go, or we will be good to go. I believe this time there will be no failure because what is due on our side is done. So we expect the developers to do what is expected of them. So God willing, January, we will roll it out. The pension scheme he highlighted is something that is brought in under the leadership of the current CEO. I know it has made a lot of noise. Some because they did not understand why. Some were caught on surprise because some were deducted without being informed. We understand and we apologize for that. And God willing, with His permission, after this ADM, we will get back to member education, where the questions that you have. I know some of you come to the office and sit us down and ask questions, but some do not have that time. So we will commit ourselves once again to go meet you and give the necessary information and answer the necessary questions and queries that you people have. As he emphasized, the team is very important because sustainable development goals are what will eradicate poverty. If they are not achieved, we are nowhere. And part of them, or the most important one, if I may call, is food. If there is scarcity of food, it can bring chaos. Other things may lack, but food and water, where we don't have them, there is no life. The Nigerian will say where there is life, where there is water, there is life. Or they will tell you cola is life. It is cola not. But again, food and water is life. Where we don't have it, there is a problem. So thank you for highlighting once again the team, that which we all need to find our way in and way out. The employment is something that we need to improve on. Let's see a way of getting more source of income. The teaching is a noble profession, it gets us an income, but if any other thing you can add that is halal to your income, we really improve life. Currently we have teachers who are saving millions of dollars because they are into other things that will earn them another source of income. So we encourage everybody to utilize the loan and the savings we have at the credit unions so that life becomes better. If I may call on, he's not new to us. When we call the pioneers, he's part of the first name we mentioned. And somebody has already teased. Maybe he's following the former president's name, that one day we will count. I think the former president had 14 names. The recent title is Alaji. Maybe another one is on the way. So we welcome who has been always with us, who has been there before some of us. Because as a pioneer, people like me came to the credit union in 2004-05. So it's something that was established in 1996. We owe them a huge amount of thank you very much. So, Honorable, who is a coach, who is a trainer, who is a parent, who is a brother, and has started projects like the SRPP, and started a window which is the ICCU, have a lot to share with us. We now call on him to share words of wisdom with the body here. Honorable, thank you. Welcome.
CEO, the innovation is on every side. I noticed when I received the report yesterday that their titles have changed from General Manager to Chief Executive Officer, which is all progress. I want to stand on existing protocol, that's the way they say it, to say hi to every one of you here present, from the CEO Nakuk, Registrar's representative, President GTU, General Secretary GTU, and I'm sure National Executive members, board members, or members of staff of GTU, CCU as well. Members, including myself. I think it's important to remind you or let you know that I am not an ex-member of GTUCCU, I'm a member. And when the CEO asked me to come, I thought he was inviting me as a delegate. But later I realized I was being brought here to maybe offer prayers, because I don't have a statement to make. So being one of the new Alajis in town, Maybe by next week they'll stop calling me Alaji. That's why I'm not carrying any hat. I'm not carrying a scarf. I'm not dressed like somebody from Saudi Arabia, so that they can quickly forget the Alaji part and start calling me the ordinary names. But this is one of my greatest moments in my life. 61 years, I'm 4 months away from my 61st year. And nothing has been as good as this, that anyone leaves a legacy or is part of a legacy that continues to evolve even 2 years after you are gone. This is a great, 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 great pleasure. I'm so satisfied with what I saw in that book. When I received the report, obviously the first page I had to dash to is the opinion of the auditor. I read that. I went to the balance sheet, and I just saw what the CEO Nakuk confirmed this morning, that already in less than 30 years, we have put together savings of over $1 billion. I think that is a great achievement that we deserve to recognize as members and see that as a major achievement. It's the first time it's happening in this country that a cooperative has generated such amount of money on its own over this short period. But you see, that's the challenge. Any success that we register is a challenge in itself. The very day we came to this spot, it was a Sandika at the time. I have a lot to say. I don't have time to say all of it, so I will try not to say anything. But let me say this. When we came here the first time, this place was a Sandika. And I'm emphasizing the need for institutions that are even civil society institutions to recognize the role government can play in your progress. From the headquarters in Kanifing to the office in Basse to this one, we had government support, tremendous support. You all know this is the heart of Brikama. Everybody, every institution wanted this piece of land. And this is during the time of President Jammeh. We were bold, and again I encourage my people to be bold. Continue to be bold. I'll talk a little bit, Mr. President, about the health insurance scheme. But let me urge you, because I was asked to give words of wisdom, I urge you to continue to be bold. I remember going to a board meeting one day, maybe Auntie Sona can remember, and I proposed certain things to the board. And I remember the reaction of some of them was, hey, I just returned from England after my BSc. And I proposed some reforms in the way the credit union was structured. And somebody said to me, hey, doke tonya, I take a nyimem for the you see a battle. I tried to push, and he said to me, look, bring it in drips. If you want to change everything at one go, we will not understand, and that will be a problem. So I stepped back. Some of those things I was talking about 20 years ago, that was 2002, I returned from England, are now being implemented. And I remember the current CEO came to GTUCCU to start the consumer cooperative unit. Then the concept had been developed. We brought him as a young economist from the university. We brought Yaya Bajo to start the health insurance unit as a young economist from the university. That was the reason we employed them. We went to the AGM twice with the health insurance scheme. But our explanation was not adequate. On both occasions, together in football, when the ball lands on the floor and, it meets a very strong foot on it, the message was thrown out of the window twice. But I urge you not to give up. Like the president said, health is very key. I know and I understand. When we started, teachers said they could not save. Today we have proven that we are the best savers in the world. I remember going to certain schools and I was asked to leave because they would not listen to anybody asking them to save money. Today you have saved 1 billion. The young teachers, the very, very young ones, who might have been in school or not even in school when the credit union started in 1996, may not understand that there were times we could not even, the Kulli Wulindo, we couldn't even do it. The banks would not give us loans. Nobody trusted that we could do anything. And for some people, we even found it difficult. The senior teachers here can attest to this, to marry certain beautiful women because of our level in society. This is a fact. The moment it was concluded that the person courting the wife or the lady is a teacher, that was the end. It would be diverted and that lady would never be your wife. Today, it's different. So when I look back, I look at the days we were walking from GTU headquarters to Westfield, all of us, because we could not afford even transport to those who drafted the original documents. And 27, 28 years down the road, what we are talking about today, I thank God. I thank God several times that we did not waste our time for nothing, that we did not invest in nothing. We invested in something that is today paying dividend to people who were not even in school when this thing was started. So Alhamdulillah, and I encourage you, CEO and your staff, to remain resolute and be bold, but listen. Listening and hearing are two different skills. I urge you to listen. To listen is to empathize, to be able to mirror what the other side is communicating. Sometimes we hear people talk, but we don't listen to them. I urge you to listen. This institution belongs to the consumers, the ones that are consuming the products. If we listen to them, and that's why when they said they did not need the insurance scheme, we gave up. Then we came back and we hope you will come back, and this time when it comes, because we now realize that it's important with the health tourism that is going on. Many of our members, even before I left, I presided over a lot of members moving to Senegal for treatment and returning, and some of them are still doing it. I have a classmate from college who is a head mistress that is going to Dakar every 3 months to date. These are things that you can deal with insurance intervention. And that is why it's important that we listen. Let's throw out what we think we don't want. But when it comes back, let us reason with it and listen to it, and hopefully we'll find a solution. I am not supposed to make a statement. I'm just so satisfied that GTUCCU is progressing, that GTUCCU is evolving even after I am gone. There were people who said, even if you retire, we will retain you. Even among the board, that even if you want to leave, we will not let you go, because we were all scared that when Juf is gone, GTUCCU will perish. God forbid. That would mean Juf in his days did not also do his work on succession planning. That is why to date, Sajo said they consult, we discuss certain things. But since I left, there has never been a day the doors of GTUCCU were closed, because they did not have a clue what to do. So I urge you, in your leadership roles, to embrace succession planning. Today, Dauda is on the seat, Sergio is assisting him. There were 5 things in our training that we always identified as possible exit points for any leadership. If I remember them, I know one is death. That one does not seek permission. You can die at any time. You can fall apart with your board and they fire you. You can be very ill and remain bedridden. Number 3. Number 4, I train some people, if they are in the hall, they should help me. Resignation. And what's the 5th one? The 5th one is the 5th one because my brain is not working. But the fact, disability. Disability. So you see, you cannot sit down, Dada is still young. May God forbid, I want him to remain strong even after GTUCCU. Like I've exited into another position, I pray that they all exit into other positions that are even more beneficial. But then there should be a plan so that when they exit, the credit union remains in place. Finally, I looked at resolutions. The evolution is all over the world. But cooperatives survived all the storms that happened in the past, including economic downturns, depressions. Cooperatives survived every storm. Why? D is in the class can tell me. Because we rely on our principles that are unique. The cooperative principles I have described in one of our trainings as a test stone for any credit union to remain viable, to remain successful. Whatever your policies are, whatever your resolutions are, test them against the principles. These principles were developed in 1914. They evolved over time. But the current state of the principles are not different from the 14 we had before. So if your new resolutions, your new policies are in line with those principles, you are good to go. If they contradict them, go back to the discussion table. Because it's only cooperatives surviving on those principles that you can guarantee survival. I know I'm between you, I'm standing between you and a very juicy guest speaker. I don't want to take much more of your time. I want to thank CEO and staff for continuing to honor me and continuing to give me loans. Only give me loans that I can repay. Please don't say that he is minister and when I come you give me. Hey, Cham, if I come and I'm not qualified, don't give me. I will not complain. But I can tell you I'm still a beneficiary. Even a few months ago, I benefited from house improvement. If you go to my compound now, you'd think I built a new house. It's because I got a credit union finance. So I will not borrow from the banks for the rest of my life. I will borrow from the credit union for the rest of my life. And I can say the same for the vice president of this country, and that is why you can bank on your cooperation with the government, that you will continue to receive support from this government. The vice president speaks about this credit union more than I do in cabinet. And I'm not the only one who would support, because we have the Minister of Public Service who is a very proud member of this credit union to date. So these are things that I should tell you and let you know we are there for the credit union. At cabinet, we will continue to support whatever is going to support you. So get Demba Sabali on board. I know last night he was on Mansakunda on television and other things. He was on a very important program, an interactive program till late. Probably that's why he's not here. But get him on board and the rest will be history. Thank you very much, and I congratulate you on this day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alaji Dr. Bioju. As they said, once a teacher, always a teacher. So if the speech is not written, the head will still walk. Thank you very much for the words of wisdom. A lot has been said, and I believe what is said will help us, especially in the coming years, or especially today, that we have some resolution. He has hinted something about resolution, and there are resolutions to come. Like he rightly said, if there are resolutions, we relate it to the principles. So age is on its way, but age will never make somebody, for the wisdom he has to always be with him. He is 61, but the wisdom is still there. And we pray that he continues to live with us, and Allah to guide more and protect more, and for his family to be with him for years to come. Like he rightly said, the reports are for us, and what is stated is for us to dilate on. We will have the second session. This one is just an opening ceremony, and after this one we'll have our own session where we will dilate more on the ADM proper. This office, or this edifice we are here today, is named after him because he started it. This is called Babu Garju's Conference Center. So the name is after him, and no wonder, he deserves it. The Bigama office, he said, when we are scouting for a place to build an office, he thought about facing the governor with a team. And when they faced the governor with the team, it was not rejected. Thank you for that. The consumer is something that has really impacted lives and continue to impact lives. And one of the very products that we always are proud of is the land, the teacher estate. I know we have some challenges, but we believe we shall pass through the storm and get everything intact. The insurance is a challenge, but like I said, if we do member education, all of us sit together and talk. As members, we will be able to convince each other and do the right thing. The rest assured, we will not bring a resolution here that is meant to fail us. Because every resolution is brought to you by the board, and the board is elected by you people. So be rest assured that resolutions, before they come to you, we brainstorm to make sure that the intention is very clear. Up to today, he started the journey that people sometimes are helped to bring into the institution because they are sick. And up to today, it is happening. With his generosity, with his coaching, we still continue to do that because we believe it's the right thing. That a member is sick and he needs help, even if the person is not qualified for loan, we have to help. And the appreciation from his point to today, people will come back and just to come to the office to say, I come to say thank you all. Up to today, it is happening. So we thank him for that. The leadership is there. He has mentioned 5, and we continue to believe on those 5. And we thank him very much for those words of wisdom. I cannot say it all, because the elderly man always have wisdom more than the younger ones. So thank you, Honorable. I want us to hear from the guest speaker, who is no other person, who is the leader of SMD Institute. They do a lot of things, and one of them is SME, monitoring and evaluation for public sectors. They do projects and program development or management, leadership and management change, public finance management, strategic operations, and planning. The CV is loaded. I may not be able to say a lot of words for him, but I believe if he stands before us and speaks, we will admire his intelligence. Mr. Dabo, you're welcome, please.
Good morning, everybody. Let me also stand on existing protocols to recognize the high table from the Honorable Minister. Honorable, I don't know the sequence, but Dr. Alhaji Juf. I wasn't here most of the time. Yeah, Jamie was around, so I don't know the sequencing, but I'll follow from his footsteps. I also want to, of course, recognize the CEO of NACUC, which is the apex body, Mr. Sanyan, the representative from the cooperatives. I want to recognize the president of the Teachers Union, Mr. Sise, also the chairman of the board of the credit union. I also want to not only recognize but thank Mr. Kujabi for inviting me to say a few words to the membership of the Teachers Credit Union. I know it's very, very difficult to speak however short the statement may be, but after the very powerful speakers that you heard from, I mean the statement of wisdom from the Honorable Minister to the apex body's advisory note, and also the chairman and also the president of the Teachers Union, he already actually touched on most of the issues we wanted to share with you or discuss, because this is supposed to be a conversation to see how laudable your initiatives are and how you are contributing to global goals. But not only global goals, that's what I've been asked to speak on, but I also want to talk about national development objectives or goals. You had the Honorable Minister talk about cabinet support. Cabinet is supporting you for a reason. I think your contribution to national development objectives is recognized and laudable. I also want to look at what is happening in our region, that's African Union, because there is an Agenda 2030. You may think that Millennium or Sustainable Development Goals is a bit far-fetched, but that's why I wanted to break it down a bit within the 10-15 minutes of this statement and conversation to bring it down home and see how useful this model is to Africa, to Gambia, and contributing globally. As he introduced, my name is Sana Dabo, so I also worked in the public sector in the Gambia for 17 years, Minister of Finance to a public agency, and my last appointment in Gambia was Director General of PURA before I left for international, where I spent 15 years, part of it in Canada and part of it as Regional Director, Western Central Africa for IDEA International based in Canada. The reason why I thought maybe, as we say in French, there is no meeting by chance. I met Mr. Kujabi not very long ago. We had conversations around what you are doing, the importance of the model and the contributions you are doing. But within short notice, I honored the invitation because I also stand here. I am sure my late father would have been very happy, who was part of you, because my late father was a teacher who rose through the ranks. I think the Honorable Minister talked about what teachers do in this country, what I've been doing in this country. He rose through the ranks to become a headmaster and then entered into politics to not only be a past Minister of Education in the early 70s, late 60s, but also 2 other ministerial portfolios, and retired as an ambassador and passed away in 1993. This is to show you from time immemorial, because most of us were born, how teachers have been contributing, and that's why I thought he would be happy for me to replace him here and talk to one of his colleagues. Of course, he adored the profession, and these were one of the first qualified teachers that used to go to Milton Nagai College in Sierra Leone, and I'm sure they contributed to the sector where most of you are continuing on the legacy. I also find myself very useful to your union, because this is the work I've also been doing for the last 20 years internationally. I also do a lot of teaching at the University of Laval Institute of Continuing Education, and also in Gambia and most parts of the African countries. So I'm not new in the profession, and I recognize what you do, and I think I really think that it's laudable to be part of this initiative, and you can consider me, having opened your bond, to also be a newest member of this family. I've been asked to speak on the cooperative model, pioneering paths to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goals. I'm sure most of you know about this, but also heard about the Millennium Development Goals. The SDGs, of course, succeeded the Millennium Development Goals, which are international objectives formulated at the highest level of decision-making body in the world. And you will see what you are doing in the core villages, communities in Gambia, how this is also contributing to global goals. And I think that's the theme of your assembly this year. It is an honor to be here today to discuss the crucial role of the cooperative model. I am sure Mr. Sanyan speaks very much to this model, specifically within credit unions, in contributing towards the attainment of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Your model, which is rooted in principles of democracy, I just had the previous speakers talked about your cooperative principles, which were formulated many, many years ago. In principles of democracy, equity, and solidarity, cooperatives harness collective impact for sustainable development goals across the globe. This is why you will heard from the CEO. It is not by chance, it is by design that you are also collaborating with most UN agencies or programs. He talked about GIRAFFE, but I know there are potentials to collaborate with a lot of other UN agencies, because what their model is to look at institutions to partner with. We will see SDG that talks about partnering, why the partnering model is important for them and important for you in achieving these global goals. One of my last assignments in Benin was to look at all ministries in Benin, the Republic of Benin, for the UNDP, to ensure that their strategic planning processes are not only aligned to the current paradigms of climate change, but also sustainable development goals, so that they are sensitive to that. And the Honorable Minister will also confirm to you that the national development objectives that we design in the Gambia are also aligned to the sustainable development goals. So if we cascade it down to your level, you see how you are making impact. Whatever small gains you are making, now we are talking from thousands to billions. The word billion I have heard several times. When I checked my book, I have heard that several times, which means that you are making impact and there is scalability. And this is why it's important that you've selected these teams. For those of you that I knew, as I said, we had Millennium Development Goals, as you remember, but now we have the SDGs, which are a collection of 17 interlinked global goals, which are designed to achieve better and more sustainable, which is the key word, future for all. Of course, established in 2015, when we had the MDGs, they were evaluated, and we said, how do we strengthen and now have not only development goals, but sustainable goals, looking at issues around social, economic, and environmental development issues. These goals also aim to eradicate poverty, that's SDG 1, and in a minute I will also try to demonstrate, of course somebody else spoke about that, how we are contributing to also reduce poverty in the Gambia. 45,000 members, it's about 50% of what we are talking about in Gambia in terms of credit. Yes, very modest, globally and compared to other countries. But in Gambia, I think you are even playing in the leagues of big commercial banks in this country. If you look at global context internationally, the cooperative model is increasingly recognized for its substantial contributions to diverse economies and of course societies, because that is where your principles are looking at. With over 1 billion members, I'm saying 1 billion again, but if you look at worldwide, countries like Canada and other African countries, your membership is over 1 billion. I know that your deposits are also over 1 billion. I hope the regulators at Central Bank are not hearing us, because that shows a lot. That shows that you have a lot of stake in the economy. Your contribution in the economy is substantial, and I think any Minister of Finance should pay attention to you. Pay attention to you in terms of supporting you, in terms of the scalability, in terms of the trickle-down effect to the economy, from employment creation to disparities in gender and entrepreneurship. This is where I see your impact going if government listens to you and supports you. So it's not by chance that the Honorable Minister is saying that they were supportive to give you this land. It's government's interest to strengthen you, to solidify the model and ensure that it's replicated for access and inclusivity. If you look at regionally, I am looking at AU Agenda 2030. Regionally within the African context, the Agenda 2030 also emphasizes harnessing the potential of cooperatives. If you go to that document, you will see it there. How do we ensure that we harness your potentials? And that's why I'm talking about scalability and sustainability. The cooperative model resonates with Africa's communal values, solidifying socio-economic resilience and sustainability. That's very, very important to note. Credit unions, as part of the broader cooperative movement, exhibit profound impacts, enabling financial inclusivity, promoting entrepreneurship. He just mentioned that teachers are teaching, but they are also into enterprises that is making impact. And that contributes more capacities, capabilities, and competencies to deliver as teachers, because you have financial stability and fostering socio-economic stability. And if you look at, you situate this in Gambia, credit unions like the Teachers Union, Cooperative Credit Union, represent beacons of empowerment. That's very, very important, and of course, community development. The Gambia's National Development Plan, which we now call Recovery Focused Green, for issues of environment, for issues of sustainability, for recovery from COVID-19, it underscores the necessity of sustainable financial systems. Credit unions, through member participation and local investments, contribute significantly to this national vision by extending financial services to who? The underserved, supporting green initiatives, and of course, enhancing financial literacy. You are unique in that sense because you are investing in financial education, financial literacy of members, where private initiatives, private sectors don't find that very attractive in terms of returns on investment. So in that respect, you are unique, and that's why your principles, your core principles, aid and solidarity within credit unions also strengthen communal bonds. Participation in credit unions fosters a culture of cooperation, democratic decision-making, and shared prosperity. Let me now go to the crux of the matter and look at how we can now link this to the theme, which is the Sustainable Development Goals. Like I said, I will look at 4 out of the 17 and show how you are making and could even potentially make impact. SDG 1 says no poverty. Credit unions help alleviate poverty. You provide access to financial services. Financial inclusion is quite important. Enabling savings and offering affordable loans. That's why he was talking about the interest rates lower than anywhere. I think affordability, access, and that financial inclusion, if you look at it, it will have an impact on reducing poverty. Let's look at SDG 5. It talks about gender equality. I just talked about the 30% that you have. I think by facilitating entrepreneurship, by encouraging the active participation of women, credit unions support gender equality and of course empower women economically. You will see the significance of this if you revisit reports that looked at women and difficulties in access to credit for most of our social and cultural issues. Looking at 30% of your membership being women and how enterprising they are, I think any UN agency should be willing and happy to collaborate with you in terms of your scaling up and diversification to grow not only your membership, but to grow your portfolio, because you have the poverty element, you now have the gender element, and the third element, which is why the youth should also be important and attractive, and that is why your digitalization and all the platforms you are creating are important, is SDG 8, which talks about decent work and economic growth. By facilitating entrepreneurship and fostering job creation, credit unions also strengthen inclusive economic growth. The last part is the SDG 17 talks about partnership. And these partnerships that you are fostering with UN agencies, the giraffes of this world, is important for that because your networks exemplify partnerships in action, advocating for collective progress towards the SDGs through shared goals and mutual support. In conclusion, the cooperative model embodied by credit unions presents a compelling paradigm for sustainable development, both locally in the Gambia, like I said, and even globally. By aligning your cooperative principles with the objectives of the SDGs, we strengthen our capacity to build a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable future. I think the commitment and resilience of cooperatives like yours are vital in propelling our collective journey towards the envisioned global goals. I want to thank you for your attention.
And I believe you will all agree with me that he did not disappoint. The statement was very brief but very educative and powerful. And I will want to agree with him that the team really reflects on what we are doing. If there is any reason, single reason, why credit unions were formed is poverty eradication. People came together to start this credit union. The main reason was to eradicate poverty. And the SDGs is something that we will continue to associate ourselves because credit unions cannot survive.
A warm greetings and graceful good morning to all of you. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks as the Vice Chair of this credit union on behalf of the Board of Directors on this auspicious occasion. Let me first start by giving glory to the Almighty Allah for making this August gathering a resounding success. First and foremost, I take immense pleasure in extending my sincere thanks to our guest speaker, who despite all his busy schedule, has found time to grace this special occasion with us. Thank you for your stimulating and captivating words. We express our heartfelt gratitude to the CEO of NACUC, Mr. Alhaji Fode Sanya. Your participation and support have been instrumental. We are truly grateful for your time and expertise, sir. Your presence and engagement have made a significant impact. To our Honorable Alhaji Dr. Babukar Ismail Juf, the Minister of Trade, who has worked tirelessly for his whole life to make sure that this noble credit union is where it is today, as the biggest and the most successful credit union in the Gambia. Thank you for everything, Honorable. We also owe a special gratitude to the Registrar of Cooperative for always answering to our calls. To our parent body, GTU Secretariat, a special thanks to the President, the General Secretary, the Deputy General Secretary, and the entire staff. To the first chairman of the GTUCCU board, I don't know whether he is around, Mr. Amadou Kambi, we really appreciate your presence. To the CEO of this noble union, gratitude makes a sense in our past, brings peace for today and creates a vision for tomorrow. On behalf of the board, I express our heartfelt thanks to you and your staff for the hard work you have been rendering to our members. Keep up the momentum, Dauda and your team. The sky is the limit. Finally, I express the honor of gratitude to all the distinguished delegates for being with us in this occasion. Let the day be an incredible one. I wish all of you a very safe journey back home to your various destinations. With this, I conclude. Thank you all for your attention.